recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stockbox interview. Welcome to the Research Talks with Alan Green on Stockbox on a Friday, on a grey Friday, I think, Alan, for both of us. But, can't have it all the time, can we?
Well, we had great weather last week, Mark. We can't have it all the time. No. It's stormy and squally today, and everything's blowing down the roads, dustbins, you name it. So, yes. And I think cladding in your case.
Cladding in my case, yeah. A big piece of cladding panel came off the apartment building yesterday and made a rather loud bang when it went, and then a nice big veranda umbrella was blowing down the street and the poor guy was chasing it away. So yeah, it's entertaining, I suppose, but not if you're sort of, caught up in it. But anyway, there we go. So today we have got technology. We're talking technology, aren't we? We're talking Mode PLC and Argo blockchain.
We are indeed, sir. We are indeed. Yeah, it's well, the two are loosely related because, of course, Mode is provides a super app which enables you to buy Bitcoin at the lowest commission rates around at the moment, and of course, Argo blockchain is a Bitcoin miner, and we'll discuss that. We'll discuss Mode first, and then Argo next. But yeah, it's an area that's just burgeoning. Of course, we've discussed non-fungible tokens and what that's going to do for the blockchain space, but I think these two companies are very much at the forefront, certainly of Bitcoin mining, but also in terms of the open finance, and that's really where Mode comes into its own. So we'll talk about Mode first, yeah.
Okay.
So Mode PLC, the shares of the company currently trading at 55p, giving a market cap of just over 50 million. The shares are traded as high, of course, as 85p, and the company came to market in August the autumn last year, came to market at just over 50p, bringing with it a solution for the payment of loyalty industries, and a financial app and financial systems that form part of the what they refer to as the next generation financial ecosystem. So at the heart of this is the Mode Super App, and it's effectively a wallet that provides a seamless transactional process to move sterling, to purchase Bitcoin, and it's unique in that when the company came to market, it said in October it had decided to adopt Bitcoin as its treasury reserve asset, and of course that was in October last year. That was a very well-timed move. We all know what happened to the Bitcoin price during the winter months, and indeed today it still pushes ever higher. So the Mode Super App is unique in that it offers the lowest commission rate, but it also pays daily interest on Bitcoin into what's called a Bitcoin jar. And I was fascinated by this, so I actually have downloaded the app and bought Bitcoin, and I can actually confirm that the transactional process is seamless. I have an app with Halifax, for instance, so I just did a test purchase of Bitcoin through my app, and it opened the app, authorized the payments. That was with biometric technology, and of course it just flew straight through, and that took place in probably about 30-40 seconds. Very quick, very efficient, and of course you've got easy comms with the team there, and just a very intuitive, simply designed app, and the best things are always simple. I mean, my wife tells me that all the time.
That's why she married you, Alan.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, maybe I need to rethink that. Maybe she's being unkind. But anyway, it's a simple app, and it's also underwritten by incredibly what I'd refer to as top drawer payment security. It's the equivalent of the online Fort Knox, and Mode are right at the forefront of the new open banking and open finance initiatives. So much so that the new CTO they've just appointed, a fellow called Jonathan Conroy,
Hmm.
actually co-authored the payments and security sections of the UK open banking specifications. And prior to that, he was API and payments architect at MasterCard. So they brought a number of key people in. Of course, the Mode was founded by Jonathan Rowland, who was responsible for the first cloud in the cloud bank on Microsoft Azure, and as the app has developed, we've had various trading updates from the company. When it first came to market, it already had partnerships in China with Tencent and Alipay, and of course, there's WeChat Pay within that, which is the world's largest payment platform. And shortly after it, Mode adopted Bitcoin as its treasury reserve asset. In December, it reported 5 times, basically a 500% increase in volumes and a 1,500% increase in new users, and that's continued into 2021. Trading volumes during January surged 130% from February, and there's just been steady month-on-month growth. Over 100% month-on-month growth since the launch of the app. Clearly, we're still in early days, but the mainstream media are taking real interest in Mode's progress. The chief commercial officer, Rita Liu, has appeared on various TV channels, commercial TV channels, and she was on Sky talking about the growth strategy for the group, and how the group are moving the app into the commercial payment sector. During Q2, they'll be launching open banking powered payment solutions, which will result in instant payments for e-commerce merchants, online payments using QR codes, of course, and equally important, but it's a cornerstone of Mode's strategy. They will be using Bitcoin Bitcoin loyalty and reward schemes to entice customers and to bring customers onto the network. They also have a referral scheme. So you can earn Bitcoin if you refer. If you say I tried the referral scheme and basically hit a button and my WhatsApp opened up and I immediately sent a referral invite to several of my friends and colleagues. So again, that's a very seamless, intuitive process, and certainly the popularity of the app has grown to the point where they announced a placing at the end of last month. I will say at this point I'm a shareholder in Mode, so I took part in that placing. They raised a further 6 million at 0.55p to accelerate the growth of the payment solution I've just described, which of course is a cardless payment solution, and also what they refer to as the loyalty and rewards engine, which is behind the operations for the app. So they've assembled a team that have a very strong credentials within the industry. The CTO, as I said, co-authored the payments and security sections of the UK open banking specifications. So he's very excited by what Mode are doing, and Mode basically have mirrored his expectations in that regard. And I think in the next few months we're going to see the new payment solutions launched, and we'll see further developments and take it on from there. I have actually asked the question of Mode whether they will be launching NFTs in the near future, and of course they can't confirm anything to me right now, but they say they're working on a lot of stuff, very exciting stuff, which will be made aware of in the coming months.
Right. The impression I get there is it's rapid. It's going to be rapid growth. And that's also a very common trait of tech, isn't it? Tech companies, they tend to develop very rapidly.
It is, yeah. That's it. We've seen exponential growth in the group since it launched. in the interims announced last year, there was a 6 monthly loss of 1.9 million, but of course then it raised 7.5 million at the IPO. The co-founder of Twitter, Biz Stone, is also a shareholder in the business too. So that's
Right.
key. I
Okay.
think I think there are some key people behind it and some key shareholders that see. I think we'd agree, Mark. Looking at the banking and the payments industry, you've got the new generation banking apps like Starling and Tide and others that are at the forefront of this, and then you've got the lumbering giants like Barclays and NatWest and Halifax all struggling to keep up. And Mode is one of the new generation that its app sits over all of those. And I was keen to see just how the interaction, or just how effective the interaction was. So if I moved Sterling in, how quick was it? How seamless was it? And it was as seamless as I hoped it would be. It's literally you'd have had to have typed a PIN in if you use a PIN, but of course with the phone I've got, it's used biometric technology, so fingerprint, money's in, buy Bitcoin, and that took place, as I say, within 30 to 40 seconds. So
there we go.
Very, very quick indeed.
Yeah. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, and that's what the future's going to be. That's what the kids want.
It's what the kids want. As I say, with a market cap of 50 million, there's a lot of there's already
a lot of room to grow
in there, but there's an awful lot of room for growth. And I think the exciting thing is with tech, and as we've seen, with companies in the space this year, companies involved with Bitcoin. Let's not forget that Mode also is driven by the treasure assets it holds, and it holds Bitcoin. So of course, where goes Bitcoin, goes Mode too. As in fact does our next company, Argo Blockchain.
Okay, well then let's talk Argo Blockchain then.
Well, this is an incredible success story. British company, and give you some idea, the company. The company share price this time last year was 2.6 pence. Currently trading at £2.30. Shares are traded size £3.39 on the year. And it's the Argo blockchain. ARB is the EPIC code. Currently has a market cap of just under 900 million. So it gives you some idea of just how far it's come on the year, but with good reason. Argo is the only cryptocurrency miner listed on the London Stock Exchange, and of course, cryptocurrency mining it's a computational puzzle. Each Bitcoin is formed through the solving of a computational puzzle, and that, of course, requires an awful lot of power, and it requires an awful lot of processing capability. So what Argo blockchain have sought to do is to set up energy efficient operations to undertake this function, and the company has located its operations, its mining operations in North America, in particular in Texas. They've got some huge territory in Texas. They have territory in Canada, and the company is seeking to get to the point where the equation referred to as the petahash to megawatt ratio is as high as can be. Petahash, of course, is effectively 100 terahash, which is to visualize the number, it's 1 and 15 noughts behind it. So it's referred to also as a quadrillion, but this is the amount of the amount of processes the computer can undertake within a fraction of a second. So in order to do this, you need huge processing power. You need a lot of hardware, but also you need electricity to drive it. And I think we've all seen films where kids have been trying to sort of mine Bitcoin, and they've harnessed up to the local grid and shut down the power supply at the regional power company. But so Argo has been setting up these operations across North America, and as the company progressed last year, it started providing monthly reports on the amount of Bitcoin it was mining. and in December, it mined 96 bitcoins. January, it mined 93 bitcoins, and that jumped to 129 bitcoins in February. So the the company processing power is increasing, and it's chosen to locate. I mentioned Texas because Texas currently offers the cheapest renewable energy worldwide, and it's also a popular jurisdiction for blockchain firms. There are a lot of blockchain companies there. The company's margins have also the profit margins have also steadily improved. The more processing power the company's brought online, the greater the improvement in the margin. Margin in January was 71%. Margin in February was 81%, and the company now has a total of 599 Bitcoin mined through a system. As it's progressed, of course, the explosion in the company in the value has seen a huge increase in revenues into the company. Mining revenue in January was 2.48 million versus 1.63 million in December. So you can get some idea of the exponential growth in revenue and profitability. And what the company have done, they've used that money to make other investments into other companies, and also given the fact that they have this huge the operations are located across North America and Canada, they've also listed on the OTC QB market, which gives them great visibility to North American investors, and obviously with the focus being on the operations over there. So the company, as I say, with the money it's generating, it's also been making other investments into technology to improve the ratio. And bearing in mind I told you the margins were improving. In December, they made an investment into Luxor, and Luxor has a profit switching algorithm which supercharges returns for miners. So it takes what the company is doing and it maximizes profitability to drive margins or to drive margin improvement. And clearly already that investment into Luxor is paying off. The company's also taken 25% stake in Pluto Digital Assets, which is a decentralized technology investor. Initial investment of 1 million at 3p with warrants, and in March, the company announced it had raised just under 27 million via primary bid at £2 a share, and with that money, part of that money raised, it's investing 7.5 million into Pluto Digital Assets, taking a stake to 25%. So all of this is with a view, as a miner, its role is simply to mine Bitcoin, but it's all with a view to driving that margin, improving that margin, and accelerating the amount of Bitcoin that it can mine. So given where the ratio is, and given the outlook for Bitcoin, and I think whether you decide to invest in Argo blockchain or not will depend on what your view on Bitcoin's future is. Has it gone too far? Is it going to come crashing back down, or will it progress, as some investors think, to multi-bank from this level? I mean, some investors are talking, 350 to 400,000 pounds a coin by 2025. So if it's really going to go there, then clearly Argo blockchain should be a slam dunk investment. But that's obviously a decision that you as an investor will need to take with your knowledge of the industry. But I think this is an incredibly exciting company. It's come so far already, so there may be a period of consolidation, but if it continues to mine at this rate, and if it continues to grow the amount of coins it mines monthly, then really it's there's every expectation that this could go on and multiply further still.
And what is it? What do you know what they're doing with the bitcoins they mine now? Are they just sort of keeping hold of them, or are they using it to invest in different things?
Yeah, I think they're investing, I think one key, another key step. Well, I say it's a step. It's just a decision the company took. The chief executive Peter Wall has been at the forefront of the company driving growth, and it was announced in March that he would be the first CEO to receive his salary in Bitcoin. So.
Oh, okay.
So basically, the Bitcoin they're mine are going to pay Peter Wall's salary, but no. With the Bitcoin, I mean, of course, it's their treasury reserve currency too. So the investments they are making, some will be in cash and some will be in Bitcoin. But clearly, given the progress that Bitcoin's made, if they take the view, as do many, that Bitcoin's going to go stratospheric from this point, then why would you use your Bitcoin? Why would you not just keep on mining them and invest in the technology to enable you to do that as quickly and as cheaply as possible? And I think that's their drive for the near term.
Okay, and in terms of an investment proposition, then is it sort of capital growth you're going for, or are there any kind of payouts or dividends at the moment?
There are no dividends as yet. But it's capital growth, and you might take a look at a company that was trading, at 10 or 20 million a year ago, with a market cap now of 888 million.
Yeah.
You might take the view that it's gone as far as it has, but if you look at the model, look at what's happening with Bitcoin, and I think also, we were speaking before we came on air about non-fungible tokens, and of course we've discussed the potential for NFTs and what digital art is selling for. I think Beeple sold that art yesterday for 69 million, and so these assets. These assets, of course, are largely Ethereum based, or the non-fungible tokens are Ethereum based. But we know Coincillion, for instance, are building with their Nifty Labs project in Gibraltar. They're building a bridge for Bitcoin. So once bridges exist, where somebody holding Bitcoin account can then go on and buy non-fungible tokens with that, then of course Bitcoin trades will increase further still. And it's that ability to make smart contracts that I think will be the key going forward. But the more people, I think you can say with safety, the more people invested into Bitcoin, the more people will invest into NFTs. And also, if somebody comes into NFTs without having got involved in cryptocurrency, the chances are they'll then go on and hold the value of that asset, or if if they sell the asset, they'll receive payment in crypto, whether it's Ethereum or Bitcoin. So I think the drivers are here to stay. It's just really, will Bitcoin go to that to those stratospheric levels? And certainly the indications are at the moment that we're on the verge of this new blockchain revolution, which could very well take us there.
Oh, I think it will. I think it will go. I mean, as you say, the drivers are here to stay. At this point now, the technology is here to stay. Cryptos are here to stay. And yes, a bubble will be formed, as a bubble always is formed with these new things. And it's probably there now, but maybe, doesn't mean it can't get 10 times bigger before it deflates. And I would say, as you have mass adoption of this technology, particularly from the likes of MasterCard and central banks, really, you're not the early bird at this stage, but you're still not far off the starting blocks to get involved now. It's still the start of a much bigger journey. And I think 350 to 400,000 is certainly realistic for the price of Bitcoin, as crazy as it might sound. But just look at how it's going to be adopted, and I think it will just get big.
And of course, Ethereum will go with it too, and some of the other coins, and they're there of course there is huge potential, I think, in in investing into, and I think particularly a company that manufactures or mines Bitcoin and does so efficiently, and now has the resources to choose the best places or the best jurisdictions to build the facilities, to build the processing and mining facilities. That I think is where that I think is key going forward, and I think Argo ticks all the boxes in that regard.
Yeah, great. Okay. Well, Alan, thank you very much. You mentioned NFTs there, and of course that's just the start of the journey as well. And that piece of digital art you mentioned there by Beeple, I read that is the third most expensive piece of art ever sold in history by a living artist. Now that is a crazy fact when you think of that. But that NFTs are still finding their feet. They're finding their the interest has just taken off massively recently, and they are still finding their feet. But there you go. There is a real world example of how it will be adopted and used in the future.
Yeah, and also this week, of course, the rock band, the Kings of Leon, released their album, and the album was released as an NFT, with the idea being, well, two ideas behind it. I think streaming music, as we know, suffers from a lot of piracy, and there are a lot of pirate streaming websites where the artist will never see a penny of any downloads, and I think the NFTs solve that problem, because of course that as we know, blockchain creates that immutable line of code, and it's there for good, and so ownership can be proven. So they've released an album as an NFT, and with it you get various benefits such as limited edition vinyl copies and also concert seats and all the rest of it. So that's NFT practically solving an issue within the music industry too. So
yeah, great. Okay, well, Alan, again, thank you very much. There we talked about Mode PLC and Argo blockchain. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mark. Cheers.
Thank you for listening to this Stockbox interview. For more information, interviews and videos, visit our website at stockboxmedia.com or give us a follow on Twitter by searching @StockboxMedia.